Welcome back, everybody. Derrick Sue, your East Oakland advocate. Yesterday, we had our monthly HAWG meeting, Homeless Advocacy Working Group meeting, and interesting topic came up yesterday because uh, we were talking about the homeless situation here in the Bay Area, and also the resources that we could possibly tap into. And we all agree at HOG that there is not enough money at the city level, county level, and even the state level. And so uh, there are many folks that asking, oh, why can't we enlist the help of the federal government and to help house our homeless population? And that is a very good question and something that I've already addressed in one of my programs. In fact, it's my Oakland Middle Harbor Program, where I actually, if you go back on some of my videos, I talk about FEMA, Federal Emergency Management Agency. And their job is in a crisis, they provide emergency housing for those that are affected by the disaster. And homelessness is a federal and national disaster. And the problem is that how do we incorporate that into a program where the federal government will sign on to? And that's FEMA. And that's the program that I've introduced into my Oakland Middle Harbor program using cruise ships, because that's the most efficient way to create emergency and long-term housing without having to uh, look for land that is readily available or that is available in any form. And so we have over 180 acres in Oakland Middle Harbor. And my program uh, recommends six cruise ships. Each cruise ship is able to house a minimum of 2,200 people. 2,200. And you multiply that by six. And the 2,200 is actually a low number because there are an additional 800 live-in quarters for crew and staffing. And so uh, these ships can be managed 24/7, 365 days a week. And the cost to purchase a used cruise ship, and we're not talking ancient stuff, we're talking cruise ships that were built from 1999, maybe as new as even 2005 is what we're talking about. And we're talking about a purchase price of 100 to $150 million for a ship. Now, if you look, you think that's a big number, but that's actually not a big number. If you think about trying to create new housing on land for 2,200 people, this is a bargain, folks. This is a bargain at 125,000. Even if we went to $200 million on a ship, it is still more cost effective to have one of those, to float one of those in Oakland's Middle Harbor for long term. And our Oakland Middle Harbor is an underutilized 180-acre property, and it needs something. And this could be the foundation to turn Oakland around, because I'm proposing six ships along with an entertainment and shopping district with those cruise ships. So we're talking about new low-cost housing. We're talking about new low-cost business centers where the business actually owns their spot on those cruise ships, and they lock in their fixed. It becomes a fixed price for them, so that they know what their overhead is, and so it helps sustain a lot of businesses. And FEMA has uh, the resources to do this and pull this off. So even if we had just one FEMA ship, not six, just one FEMA ship, imagine the change in Oakland. And we could get every homeless person off the street, and we can even create a ship for those coming out of incarceration, or even those that are aging out of the foster system, to give them immediate housing so that they're not unhoused and unsupported living on the streets. This removes all the homeless folks from the streets, gives them housing, gives them a continuum of care when needed. Also, this works with the California CARES Act program to help those with mental instabilities and mental issues to have housing. So uh, I incorporated FEMA into my program back in 2017. So this is not new to me, but this is new for those in the HAWG meeting. And we really want to help our homeless brothers and sisters, the families that are living on the street. Also, we need to deal with the folks that are coming out of incarceration who are continuing on committing these crimes on the streets. And this is a way that, number one, we can get hold of how criminals roam our streets here in Oakland, and gives them a place to come to and a place to be accountable. And that's what's missing in the release program from incarceration, a support system which helps them move back into society, whether they need education, GED, or training. Education is the way to help these folks move forward. Also, it provides a new job. Imagine a whole work crew that maintains the exterior of these ships. This is an incredible opportunity for those that are coming back onto society, into society, and this is an opportunity for them to have job skills, to have work, dedicated work, learning a skill that can last them their entire life and that they can take with them to other programs that use this cruise ship program, because this is a program that can be used all along the West Coast, can be used on the East Coast, even in the Gulf. Anywhere that has an empty port that is not being used, that is an opportunity to bring in a cruise ship and up to 2,400 housing units at a very reasonable rate. And my program, you're not renting. There are some rentals, but it's not about renting. We're trying to get people off the dole. And so we implement programs to make people home owners, an HOA, and that's what I propose for the housed section of these cruise ship programs, that they are run as an HOA, homeowner association, and that allows ownership. And we're talking about ownership starting as low as $65,000, and probably one of your best cabins may be topping out at about $300,000. Think about that. A 1,600 square foot suite on board a cruise ship with a balcony and amenities for under $300,000. That you can't even buy a condo with that these days, folks. So these are our programs that we're discussing, that we're looking at trying to implement and finding support for these programs. these cruise ships, they're in semi-retirement because mega cruise ships are being constructed where the passenger capacity is 5,000 people. So we're not getting one of the most modern, biggest cruise ships. We're talking about current day cruise ships that are being considered for retirement because of the new mega ships that are being brought out. And so that creates a worldwide glut of extra cruising ships, and they go for, instead of $500 million or even $1 billion, these are ships that sell at the most for $195 million. That's the maximum. And we're talking, we can't even put up an apartment building for that amount of money, nor can we even compete with the amount of time that it takes to create this, because this program can be up and running inside of 18 months. 18 months is the maximum that I anticipate that this should take to create all of the dockage and the berths for these ships. Also creating the new environment. We're talking about creating a whole new shopping and entertainment district. And this shopping and entertainment district, because all these businesses and restaurants have way lower overhead than they would on land here in Oakland. These are bargains. They are able to pay living wages to their workers. They're able to maintain their cost overheads and control their expenses. So this has a lot of advantages. And so the cruise ship program is something that we really need to implement here on the West Coast. Thanks for joining me today. We'll be right back.